AV Mule.
It's got a gold little dash next to it.
Oh.
No, towards the bottom.
Oh, okay.
With an FB.
Okay. Alright. Imagine growing up consistently having chest pain and barely being able to breathe. I've grown up always having chest pain and feeling like I have a boulder or a rock sitting on me, feeling like I can't breathe or I'm breathing through a straw. My entire childhood, we went back and forth between doctors and specialists, consistently checking to see what could be wrong, what was going on, and each and every single doctor pretty much told us that I just needed to lose weight and be more active. So that's what we did. I was more active and was trying to lose weight because I was a bigger kid, and I was still consistently having chest pain and trouble breathing. Well, a few months before my 17th birthday, it got so bad that the chest pain was so intense I was in tears constantly. I couldn't walk from the door to my chair without, I couldn't breathe. I had to sit down. We ended up finding out that I had an extremely rare birth defect that almost killed me, and I had to have emergency surgery to get it fixed. We were really passive as I grew up and we went to the doctor. When they said you're just overweight and you need to lose weight, we assumed they were right. Doctor knows best. So we didn't ask questions and we did what they told us. It obviously didn't fix anything and it almost cost me my life. Today I'm going to talk about how people need to stop being passive patients, take control of their health, and how it can benefit them. People who are passive patients tend to not ask questions when they go to the doctor's office, or they're scared or uneasy about it. According to Dee Rotter, who wrote 5 Reasons Why People Don't Ask Questions, the first one is fear. People are scared that their doctor is going to think they're a joke, or that they don't know what they're talking about and they're going to be humiliated, so they're scared to ask questions. They feel inferior to them. The second one is that the doctor knows best. Like I said, why doubt him? He has a PhD or a master's or something, right? They're supposed to be right. And the third one is not wanting to interrupt while he's talking. You don't want to be rude or come off as you know better than he does. The fourth one is, what if the doctor doesn't ask you, do you have any questions? So you feel like you don't have time to speak up. And that leads to the fifth one, which is feeling rushed. The doctor's appointments go by really fast and you feel like you don't want to slow him down from going on to his next patient. According to the Men's Health statistics, 72% of men doubt their doctor's diagnosis. They don't think it's correct, but they don't say anything about it. While 40% know, and it's been proven that they've been misdiagnosed, and they were the ones that took the steps to get a second opinion. And then 50% is the number that gets second opinions, which seems high, but it's really not considering how many people are misdiagnosed because of it. Men tend to be less likely to ask questions, which doesn't make sense, right? They're the macho man, the head of the household. You'd think that they'd take charge. Well, in the doctor's office, they feel very inferior just as women do. And so they would rather keep that cool, confident buddy relationship with their doctor than seem like an idiot who doesn't know what he's talking about. Then it comes to, you have to think about the time. When you go to the doctors, there's usually, according to Matt Bean, who wrote Ace Your Doctor Exam, you usually wait at least 20 minutes in the waiting room. That's 20 minutes you could be thinking of questions, or you know what you want to talk to the doctor about. Well, the actual time that you get with your doctor is usually about 7 minutes. And if it's a female doctor, they'll give you a couple more minutes usually. But when it comes to the doctor asks, what's going on? What are your symptoms? You have 18 seconds roughly to tell him. And you know the feeling when you're sitting in there and you're, well, I have a cold and I have a fever and so on, and you're sputtering it off, and then he's like, okay, well, and cuts you off. I'm sure that you're wondering, well, what can I do about this? You need to take control and start speaking up. According to Renee Batcher, who said the health mistake that all Americans make is they don't get second opinions. They doubt their doctor, but they don't want to step over his toes and go beyond him, so they don't seek second opinions, and that's the biggest mistake. If you seek a second opinion and that second opinion doesn't agree with your first one, then you should seek a third one. People need to start writing down their questions up front, write them before you go to the doctor's office. Tell your doctor, I have a list of questions. Do you want me to read them to you, or would you like to read them and answer them to me? And another thing that, according to Joe Fishman, you can do is schedule a double appointment. If you know that it's going to take longer, you can schedule a double appointment, but do keep in mind the time that I pointed out before. Another option, of course, is that you can call the nurse ahead of time with your questions. Just let them know that you have these concerns and you would like them answered before you go in. Think how great it would feel to go in with a plan and come out knowing that you have the answers you want and you feel confident in knowing what's wrong with you or what's not wrong with you. You can have all of your worries kind of reassured with having your questions written down and getting them answered, and you have a better relationship with your doctor. You'll feel confident, you won't feel inferior to him or her, and then that also gives you more awareness. If you know what's going on, you can know the symptoms, so you just feel better about it. Also, one big thing is wasting your money. It costs a lot to go to the doctor, and based on if you go like over time, you get charged more, which would be the benefit of like scheduling a double appointment. So then you're not getting charged too much more because you went over while you were in for one appointment. So now this is what we need to do. I want you all to think about your last appointment. Think about any questions you had or concerns that you didn't get to talk to the doctor about. Write them down. Think about what you have going on now. Do you have a cold? Do you have a fever? Or even aches and pains once in a while, and write it down. And then keep this list where it's convenient. I'm horrible with lists, so another option would be, with most of us, we have our cell phones. There's a list button that you can just type in lists or notes and take it with you and set it as an alarm. And make sure that you manage your questions and know what to expect